do
So
it.
I can say what Yllaxis was doing last session, right?
Yeah.
She spent a lot of time talking with I don't know if it's a friend, but the fiend named Caleb, and seeing about how he was doing since he had seemed to be agreeing to live in a
Well, so contextually, I think I'm with Yllaxis on there, but
yeah, go ahead.
minor point I want to bring up just before we jump into there. We still need to bury Sonnet.
You can say that in character. Sure.
Well, am I still near everybody? Because I think I'm nowhere near any, or unless everyone's with us right now.
I don't remember what happened last time.
Have
What
we?
happened
I
last
would
time?
love to know what happened
Yes.
last time. Also,
Did
have
we
we
get
rested
through?
at all?
Yes.
You have
Long rest or short
rest as much as you want right now. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to know, like, to update my character sheet. If we've had a long rest before, or no,
I
since
think the last thing Sarah said last time was "Let's long rest."
I think
Yeah.
so. I can
Yeah,
look
so we
back
went to sleep for the night.
on YouTube if you need me to.
okay. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
so
haven't had
I
time
think we
to
went to
watch
bed
it
for the
yet.
night, and
No,
then we
that's
got
okay.
up, and then we had things that we were doing. We sent somebody to go collect our space water suits.
Yes,
from
the dwarven
from the
guys.
dwarves over in Codwake.
Mhm.
Okay, so long rest. Boom. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did that. That person got sent out yesterday. I forget what we said the timetable was for them to get it to
We'll
us.
be back in about 3 days.
Yeah. Okay. So there was that. And then people wanted to kind of go around to shops and stuff. And then I think additionally to that, we wanted to go check in on our quote unquote prisoner slash friend, maybe.
Oh, yes, our fiend buddy.
Mm-hmm. Caleb, our frenemy. We're not really sure.
Our frenemy,
Right.
yes.
And Yllaxis performed a divination, or she asked him to perform a divination for her. And he seemed to be surprised by the result, which is that he will be redeemed. It was a binary
Yes.
question. It didn't say when or how, but it said that he would.
That it
Who
was
will be
possible.
redeemed?
The fiend.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
also
playing out loud, sorry.
Also, I had sent Maggie a letter in the mail. I'm not sure if you want to just like. It's so inconsequential. Charles, do you want to just like
Do you have,
role
like,
play that
animal
really
messages?
quickly?
Is that a spell you can cast? I wonder about that.
What spell?
Animal message.
What do you mean as a
As a ranger?
It says ranger can theoretically
Ranger
cast.
can cast it at
I don't
certain
think you have
levels.
to choose spells.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I was on my spell list yet. I think that might be a higher level.
Okay.
Before I can do that.
So, yeah, but anyway, yeah, you sent a letter to Maggie, right? Did you send it to me? I don't think it was a private message, right?
No, it wasn't. I can tell you exactly what the letter said, and if you want to just like let Elena just like role plays because like it's completely inconsequential.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hang on, I'll note it to you.
Not for me.
Like I said, Charles, completely inconsequential. This was just a gag.
Oh, yeah. If you see, if you're gonna send it to me, Maggie.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you wanted to just like let Elena role play this because it's so inconsequential.
Without magical aid here, the response will take about a day to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want Maggie to role play, you can certainly send it to Elena too.
Yeah. Okay. So, Elena, let's just assume that we're kind of back with Maggie right now. I'm just gonna send this. I'll go put this in the general shit.
One day from now, when she opens the mail.
Okay. Yeah. So here you
go. I think this is funny. She'll open it and then just stare at it for a while. And then kind of just reach out and drop it into the hands of some person who is obviously trying to suck up to her. Just be like, take care of this. And that will be that.
That was worth
Actually, no. Give that back. I'm just gonna hold on to it.
Amazing.
for the sake of recording, the letter literally only had 2 words on it. It just says I farted. And that's it.
Yep.
May I ask about some things for this long rest?
Yes.
Because I have to be a thorn in your side about long rests, because I'm an artificer. Okay. Can I take the time to make some things?
Yes.
Because I must make some things. Okay, so I wanted to make a one of my things I can do. I want to make a homunculus servant using one of the gems in the Purse of Many Pockets.
Okay.
A gem or a crystal worth at least 100 gyps. 100 of those GPs. And we have one of those. We actually have a lot of those. So I'm going to take one of them sapphires, because we have 5 of them.
Yeah. Fontiev at some point just started dragon hoarding a lot of fucking treasure into
Yes.
that bag.
So, ta-da! Yeah, I'd like to make a little homunculus servant.
Okay, it's done.
Yes. Did I promise anything for anyone else? Oh, you know what else I want to do? Need a ring. Shit. I have just like a basic bitch ring.
Yeah, there's an unset ring that was used to revive Yllaxis.
Oh no, that's a special ring.
Well, it's not magical anymore because the gem was used up.
Well, it's
you can
magical.
I mean,
now.
Kiff can probably weave you a ring.
You can certainly craft the new gem into it.
For now, I don't need to put a gem into it. I can just make it myself. I want to make a spell refueling ring. So I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make that magical. That ring that I used for Yllaxis. I think actually V still has it, because he said he would fix it. But for now, it is a spell refuel ring. So,
What does it look like?
It literally just looks like an unset ring. But it glows softly.
Any color?
Like a soft, like whitish yellowish light.
Okay.
Just kind of glows periodically. That it. I think. I don't think anyone else asked me to make anything for them, correct?
I can't be sure. I thought maybe you were doing something for me.
No, you know what I was gonna do? I know what I was gonna do. So I have another question for you. Last question. So I'm making the spell refueling ring, the homunculus. I can make 5 things. Do my boots count as boots, or do my boots count as armor? Because I have already infused my armor. Are they considered part of the armor?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Then I'm gonna infuse them with Boots of the Winding Path.
Okay.
Which is, for the audience,
It
and
is
for Rob.
Boots of the Winding Path is like a free Misty Step, except I go back to where I was once. So it's in one turn, if I'm not mistaken, you can jump Misty Step distance. It might be less than that. I'm not 100% sure. I need to look it up.
It requires attunement, but yeah.
Yes, it does require attunement, so I want to wear them. They're my boots. But I also have 2 of the 5 things I can attune. Not even. I think I have 2 out of the 5 magic items that I can attune. So I'll call that 3.
It looks like there's no limit on the amount of times you can do that, though, which is pretty cool.
Correct. There is no limit, but you do return to the square that you were originally in. So it's like a little jumpy
you
boots.
walk up, bash something in the head, and then teleport backwards?
Yes. The boots just go zoop, hit, zoop. It's part of the movement. It always teleports you back to the spot that you once came from.
I'm One
as you
second.
use them. Like if you use them to move, you use them to move back.
It's E.
Yes.
I think you'd infused my armor with the
Mhm.
enhanced defense. I still have that, right?
Yes, unless I die. Actually, after I die, I think you still have it for 5 days.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Oh,
they
that
are
was the other thing I was
indefinitely
asking about.
they're indefinitely infused. When you die, the infusion vanishes after 5 days.
Okay.
Is there a
Okay.
cap on active infusions?
Literally, no.
Really?
It says how many I can imbue at a long rest, but it does not say how many I can make.
So,
I
for
mean,
the
I'm
record,
not gonna game that, but no.
there are two things I wanted to bring up.
Mhm.
Number one, because this was actually from a while ago, I wanted to see if V can figure out how to make more ammo for the poison gun that we still have sitting in there, because we still have one shot left.
That will take a lot of my time. I'm assuming I will be able to infuse less things when I do
And
that, and
then
I'm more than
optionally
happy to do
number
that.
two, if she had the ability to look at the specialty arrows that we have, if she had a way to replicate them, like the
Right,
storm
right,
arrow
right,
and the teleportation arrows.
right. I remember those were 2 requests.
Yeah, we also know. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing that we found out, was that we know where the maker of those arrows are specifically for you to get more information about them.
Yes.
And we were planning on going to go investigate this person.
V says we would be more than happy to take a look at it. We don't think it'll be done right away. From what we can tell, it will take some time and resources, but it doesn't seem impossible.
Okay. Most of these things seem pretty useful. Me and Kiff can do many things and potentially save lives.
I also that's all I needed to infuse. So I just wanted to use those 3 infusions.
Okay, great. What are some other people doing?
Well, technically, I think it's just me. I think so. Charles, run. We had that conversation with what's his face already, Caleb. So that's already off the table. We're done with that.
Well, you left him looking looking thoughtful. He was hanging out with the priestess at Eldath, goddess of calm waters. She
Oh, that's right.
informed you
I gave him the smut book. I remember this.
you gave him the smut book. Yeah. And
Yeah,
he seemed to want to learn how to be a meditation instructor.
Okay, so V is currently occupied doing stuff, right?
Yes, we do have our hands full at the moment with the poison gun as well as the multiple arrows and other upkeep of.
I do still want to have some way to track time, even though it doesn't matter. So this is day 9, just arbitrary.
Totally fine.
Okay.
I think it's great to know how many days have passed
Yeah.
since the
It's day
Arts
9
of Reformation or whatever.
since
Yeah.
Liberation. Yeah.
I totally
Okay.
agree.
Ooh, sounds great.
So
If V wants to spend his whole day working on stuff, just let me know. Otherwise, but feel free to play freely.
So, my secondary question, specific to V, and this is just asking if V is actually capable of doing this. Can V, spare a bee that can come with me and kind of act as eyes and ears for the hive mind itself if I go to investigate the arrow person on my own, but V is still kind of connected to that conversation in some meaningful capacity?
The only bee that we would be able to give you to do that is the queen. And the queen is what keeps us sentient.
The only bee is me.
The
Well,
workers
I meant like a worker bee.
the workers do not have the capability of understanding. They have the capability of following the queen. And the queen makes the decisions. That's why we are V. Not
So V,
Hive.
let me ask this question. So if I were to speak a conversation in front of the worker bee, would the queen immediately understand what's that, despite the bee not being there?
No, we are not all magical. We we follow the presence of the queen, who is the one who continues to keep us intact.
Okay, well, now goes that plan. Well, I mean,
Though the
you're
worker
stuck...
bee could tell the queen when it gets back
Oh,
what had
okay.
happened, but that's only if it is back in the hive. It would need to travel quite a distance, and that would be if it could survive the trip. If you were
Could
thinking
it
of
just
going somewhere
perch
far.
on my shoulder or my head?
Yes, but then you would have to come all the way back to tell us what had happened. And can't you just do that with your mouth?
I can. I mean, I was trying to give her first-hand experience, but okay.
Oh, the queen first-hand experience would have to be the queen being there. First-hand
Okay.
would be her presence.
Essentially, I was just trying to figure out, can I Kagebunshi no Jutsu this and just have you just immediately learn shit when when the bee returns?
No.
Okay. Okay, so I guess I can go do that on my own and kind of go talk to this person. What is Marvis currently doing, by the way?
An excellent question.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Where are we? Are we still in the town?
Yes. What are you currently doing right now? I was gonna go investigate the arrow maker because we might be able to get some stuff out of that. And more useful things.
I don't think there's anything for me to do in town.
Okay,
I
you're gonna
don't
come
need
with
to
me.
buy anything. I don't need to kill anybody. So
We, I
Yeah.
think, we had the two options of going to get Gant milk, milk from a
Gaunt.
Gaunt in Gan. Yes.
Yeah, but we were waiting for the spacesuits.
Yeah. We're going to Gan. Yes, we have two options.
They're different, although they sound.
I'm sorry. I'm very bad at words. Words are hard.
We're going
'Cause
to Zan
Gan, yes,
after the Valley
Zan
of Gan to
for
get
the
the
Gaunt, but first we're going to Gan.
so we can get to Zan. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Correct. So we can get to Zan
To get the
and
gaunt.
milk a Gaunt. Yes. That. Okay.
So if we decided we're going to the Valley of Gan next, is there something we need to prepare for
Well,
our voyage?
Well, that's why I was kind of going to go see if we can get any more specialty arrows out of the maker. Just so, I mean, it might not even just be specialty arrows. It could be other like useful things that might benefit us. I can't words either tonight.
It's a curse.
We wordsed a lot earlier.
We had.
Where,
Yes.
what is? Yeah, we had
we had words.
We had words.
in the most civil of ways. Anyway, so also just because I'm sorry I wasn't here for the past 2 weeks. What happened to the airship? Is it functional? Did we need to repair it? How are we getting to the Valley of
The
Gan?
airship is in the city. It is functional, but not for a full trip. Currently, it needs
Our new
It
house is
needs
currently
choo-choo
parked.
juice.
Yes.
Fontiev can get it running to an altitude of at most 20 feet, but
Yes.
it's not enough to cross forests and things.
Correct. It is. It also requires fuel, as well as a few windows need to be fixed. It seems as if the Valley of Gan may be best by foot. If we could get someone to at least fix the windows, we may
Kiff
be
is
able to.
on it.
You're going to get someone the windows.
Are we just
Yes.
gonna go full ghetto on this and just put a piece of cardboard over it?
No. Kiff know many good scale folk who do good things with glass and other materials. You see, I mean, short scale folk like Kiff, they do a lot of the hard work, heavy lifting in this city. I mean, Kiff friends build hospital in the cathedral right after battle. Kiff know few glassmakers, and Kiff pay them to help.
They should make stained glass windows for our airship. All the colors of the wind.
So,
Colors would be
okay.
interesting.
Quick thing, and I'm just gonna put this up as a minor suggestion, just to Charles. since the airship will be a reoccurring thing, we might want to just make like a separate like little like image mat like these guys.
Area. Oh,
Yeah, for like for the airship, just so we have that on hand. So when we do
Yep.
erase this table, we don't lose everything.
Yep, I will do that. I don't think it's priority right now, but I will
No,
absolutely.
no, it doesn't take priority. I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm just mentioning that for posterity's sake, just because I feel we're going to be going back inside this thing constantly. So just having a quick battle mat for that, we can just pull out
Fontiev
as
is
an image.
going to use
like,
his
"I got
airship.
I'm going to use my
Got it.
damn airship,
Oh,
and I'm
sorry.
going to be
I
happy
yelled
about
into
it.
my mic.
Yeah.
I clipped my own mic. Yes. Fontiev's going to use the airship. But yes,
It is
think-
my home. I'm going to be happy with it.
we think that we will need to find a power source that is strong, but it is not out of the question that we will find something potentially in Gant, though we will have to decide how
Fontiev
to
immediately
move
pulls
it.
out the piece of paper with a picture of Kiff running in the hamster wheel.
We will look at it again and say, Fontiev, we have talked about this.
I know.
As wonderful as it
is.
is, the numbers do not work. Kiff would barely be able to get us off the ground.
Well,
As
I'm
strong
sure
as he is.
there's something. Are you sure there's nothing in this purse that's useful?
I haven't perused the full. Well, we haven't perused the full purse. Let us look.
I
And
mean, so the
V's
major
gonna
thing we
sit
had to
down
work
and just
things
start
was the
digging
heart.
into the purse.
I'm digging. I'm digging.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Wonderful. Well,
I'll
then
pull
that's
out
what you'll do.
the gems, the diamond heart, the pink crystal rose, because my knowledge of magic tells
the
me
gems-
that gem things have magic.
And
Yeah.
V will point at some of the gems and say, "Well, this is just an emerald. These do not do anything unless we give them magic. They
What about this
are-
diamond heart?
Now that is interesting. Fontiev, what is this?
Fontiev will let you know as soon as he asks somebody else out of context what the hell that thing does, because I forget where we got that, to be honest.
It's
I
a
know
di-
it exists.
it's a
I just don't
diamond
remember what
heart.
it was.
It's a diamond heart filled with souls of people who were trapped in there.
I think elves
I
mostly.
think-
Elves.
No, I
no,
think
no.
Oh
that
no
was a
no no!
different
They were
diamond.
released.
The
Oh
one we
shit.
have is the inspiration infused. I
Oh.
have no idea what that means
Oh.
in character and also out of
It
character.
was infused with the inspiration of a great dwarfish craftsman,
Oh. Oh.
and it was intended to be used for building golems.
Or a super airship that may or may not be sentient, and we will call him Roger.
So
What?
theoretically, someone just said this came from the dwarves.
What? Yeah. What would Fontiev have said to V?
Fontiev would have said, it's some kind of magic dwarf heart thing that was made for golems. That's really all I know.
Golems.
We can ask a dwarf about it.
I don't think you have any dwarves in the party, but you can ask a dwarf about it. Yeah.
You do not have any dwarves in the party, but knowing it's for golems is good. Golems are good for. Well, they also hearts and airship is different, but
I'm gonna walk around and look for the
Hearts.
closest dwarf.
oh no, oh no.
Oh god.
Thalia
Okay,
is
so-
actively getting a dwarf.
There's a bunch of dwarves in this town. Do you not care who?
Talia doesn't know people, so yes.
Just immediately just start
Yes,
grabbing
she
any
does
beard
not.
you can find.
Be like,
Okay.
excuse me.
You
Do
see
you
a
know
short
magic crystals?
and-
Okay.
You see a short and red-haired dwarf lady.
Hi.
She is carrying a basket of apples.
Do you know about magic crystals? Diamond infused hearts.
She says, "Sorry, ma'am. I'm pretty busy.
Do you know?
Can I wait? I gotta get these apples to the store."
It's kind of important. Do you know
Gotta get to the Apple
of
Store.
anyone who knows
Are,
about
Talia,
that?
are the famous people nearby you at this time?
Fontiev would be near her.
I'm assuming she literally just walked away from the party about 10 feet to whoever she could see.
Depends
I don't
how
know.
far I had to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to find someone.
Right, she walked until she found a
Yeah.
dwarf. Whether or not that was far or near is up to you,
And she
DM.
said, "Oh, are you with Maggie and Marvis and Yllaxis and those people?"
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. What did you want to know exactly? Some about the inspiration gems?
Yes. Yes.
So
Who
she
can tell
explains
me
to
about
you
them? What do they do?
how dwarves are people who are blessed with and cursed with a certain amount of creativity, and sometimes a dwarf is called to make something, and that they get into a very strange mood, and they have to build. And she says sometimes when circumstances don't fit it, and they can't get to their materials, they can't get to their workshop, either they go crazy or sometimes they just craft a really perfect gem. They put all their creativity into it. She says, rather sad. They become kind of catatonic after that, but oftentimes it can be used to build a golem or a similar great machine later when they
That's
get
why
back
it's
to their town.
very important to find outlets for creativity. You know, the Empire they like to push you down, but I am glad that you, dwarf lady,
She says, "My
have
name's
creative
Betty."
outlets. Betty,
Yes.
that you have creative outlets and don't have to make a gem of your own creative insanity. That's good.
He says, "Yeah, we have it pretty good here."
I, as a performer myself, understand all about creativity and how you must express yourself or die. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, ma'am. She says, "Thank you, ma'am."
I will skip away and then I will come back and I'll say, do you think that such a gem could power... I assume the airship is nearby, so I'm just gonna gesture in that direction.
Are you saying to us or to Betty?
No, I'm going back to Betty.
Ah, okay. He's
She
following
scratches
Betty.
her head and she says, I think so, ma'am. I think so."
Thank you. I shall...
She says, I'm not a master crafter or artificer or anything like that, but I think it should."
Is there such a master crafter artificer in the vicinity?
She says, "Oh yes, ma'am. There's a fort north of here. It was built to part of the whole
I was wondering when that was going
rebellion
to come up
against
at
the
some
empire,
point.
where all the dwarves, the Dwarven ethnic society put on some of their best crafters, called Fort Baranar, northwest of here, near the Humming Clearing."
Got it. Very good.
I was wondering
Thank
when that
you.
was going to come up again.
Creativity to you. I will start to leave again, and then I'll turn back and say, can I have an apple?
Is there 1 gold each, ma'am? And she smiles.
But I'm friends with Maggie.
She says, I'm sorry, ma'am. We all gotta make a living. That's our freedom, right?"
Fontiev is just staring at
Got
this.
his ass. Got her ass.
She makes a big smile. And she says, "One other thing about dwarves is we love gold. We love shiny things."
Fontiev is just staring at this entire situation, just going haywire. He just reaches into the purse of many pockets, takes out a single gold from like the party pile, and just hands it to the dwarf, and just takes the owl, puts it in her hand, and then just kind of like just taps her on the shoulder, and then walks away again.
And I will just turn around with my apple and crunch crunch as I skip on back to the group. Or, no, it's not really skipping. Anyway, I will say, I have found a solution.
Okay.
Thalia, you know that I'm an artificer, or we're an artificer, right?
Well, you didn't know what this thing did.
This is true. We have not been on the surface before. We have
I love
never
how
met
you're
a
just. I love how
dwarf.
you're just slowly turning into Baymax right now.
Yes, we have never met a dwarf, but regardless,
Would you like to meet a dwarf?
yes, very much so. I think especially one who would be able to
That's what they're going to say. We're just going to
help us figure out how to attach this to the ship as a power source. Yes, we'd very much like that. I think that would be best. And
North?
it is north. Could we perhaps go there and then go to the Valley of Gan? I know Fort Baranar is not directly next to the valley, but it is north. It could be part of a day's travel. Could it not?
Sure, if it gets us where we're going.
What time is it currently? Sorry, I'm not looking at the...
So since you are long rested and then we're just milling around, it should be about 10 a.m.
Well, we aren't doing anything else. If we have nothing else to do in the town, we should go to Fort Baranar post-haste.
Kiff need do 2 things.
Yes.
Charles, good question. Arrow Lady, is her place on the way towards that?
The last person you spoke to said that Tony, who's supposed to be an elf, lives in a shack up on the hill on the ridge.
On the ridge towards Gant.
It's a very nondescript thing, so
he's gesturing at the map.
Oh, okay, so
like
by the
around-
Gant, so the other
like
direction. Okay, so
Near-
not on the way.
Near where, it's near where Sasha's house is supposed to be.
Well, it will be on the way when we are on the way to Gant. It
Okay,
will not be on the
that's
way
fine.
to Fort Baranar.
I was just making sure because I wasn't sure exactly where it was.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to Fort Baranar.
Kiff said you wanted to do something before we go.
Yes. While other friends do stuff. Kiff need do 2 things. Kiff go to Artisans District to find friends who help make glass for float boat.
Okay. There are artisans there. The glass is pretty expensive, but it's available. There's some glass blowers.
Are there any particularly kobold or not dragonborn? Wow, I'm sorry, my brain is fried. Lizard folk, glass blowers.
No, it seems like most of those shops are owned by dwarves, but some of them have kobold or assistants or apprentices.
Okay.
And I mean, you might guess that this is due to denial of opportunity or something else. The reason isn't obvious at first glance.
Precisely. If I see an artisan that has a kobold as an apprentice, I will go there, and Kiff will turn on the schmooze and explain the situation in the way Kiff normally would. And then he would ask, how much?
With a kobold apprentice, right?
Yes.
So I'll give you an artisan, kobold apprentice. So you just want to look for a shop where there's a kobold who's running around helping, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a shop owned by Torlgert, who's an old male dwarf glassblower, and you're gonna put on the schmooze, right?
Indeed.
Are you gonna start by praising?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So this dwarf's gonna talk about how he made this one beautiful glass dragon's head, and it's all hung up there. And he says he just was possessed by a crazy spirit, and he had to make a glass dragon. He couldn't stop, and he talks about it a lot, and now it's the most beautiful thing ever, and everyone's praised him for it.
Kiff goes, whoa. And then Kiff says, Kiff needs something a little simpler. And then he's going to turn around, he's going to point at the big fucking airship that's there in the middle of the town and say, Glasgow boom boom bang on way here. The friends need new glass in float boat. How much for new glass?
So Torgal, the glassblower, looks very surprised when you point. He says, "Oh, you're with the crew? You're with the Liberators?" He looks very surprised.
Kiff says, yes. Here, have coupon. And then he'll give him a coupon.
But the kobolds, you'll have to. And then the other apprentice looks quite excited, and he takes the coupon. He says, "Thank you." I didn't know.
Can I just put one minor retcon into this conversation, just as a request from Fontiev, because I probably should have asked him to do this before, as a kind of a side request for this. Can you have somebody detail a SS Dusseldorf onto the ship?
You need it.
I can get you a contractor for that. Sure, yeah. You want a master etcher.
The USS Dusseldorf.
Or really, anyone with a knife will do.
I have a
Throw it
knife.
in there.
Not you.
Gia very specifically is like, except for Thalia.
I know where this is going. No.
But I'm great at carving things.
Yes,
So,
carving
offers you
things the way
discount-
that you want it to be.
He offers you a discount on the glass blowing and fitting and cutting, and he says just 25 gold for the whole job. Shouldn't take more than 2 days.
Kiff puts down 50 gold and says, have to Scalefolk friend helping you. And deal. So I'm giving him double what he's asking, telling him to give the kobold the other 25, and yeah, settle.
Well, he says, you said it, son. I mean, not son, is there a polite word for kobold? He's kind of scratching his head. He looks a little confused.
Just friend. Friend's good.
He says, you said it, friend. The other kobold whose name is Hin and who you recognize as a female, but it might be hard for other people to tell, looks very pleased and takes it.
Kiff looks her in the eyes and goes, one day you make great glass. One day you have shop too. One day you make that. And then he'll point to the dragon head. And then he'll like have a slight awkward pause and he'll say, okay, maybe not that, but you make other great things too.
She's a little shy to speak, but she does not.
And then Kiff will say, thanks friends, see you in a few days. So that's thing 1 done. Thing 2, probably within the artisans district, I'd imagine there is some sort of like tchotchke shop, oddity shop, because Kiff has been thinking long and hard on his adventures, about how he makes meal sticks and gives meal sticks to friends, but meal sticks don't last long. So Kiff wonder if there's thing that keep meal stick fresh for a long time on trip. And then Kiff's like, Kiff no friends cast chill touch sometimes. Make things go burr. Kiff wonder, is there box of chill touch?
Okay, I'm just trying to remember what was the name.
Is Kev trying to get a refrigerator crafted right now?
Yes.
He's basically trying to get like a glorified magic cooler.
I'm trying to see if I remember the name of this other the other potion shop I had. Okay, let's move on. So this person, you do find a shop. There is an oddity shop. It is called it's called Agatha's Chest, run by an old gnome lady. Gnomes are not common here. She looks almost like you might describe her as a witch, but that'd be obviously be offensive to do. She she does say there is one thing. I was sold this a very long time ago by a halfling. A halfling came down from the north. Didn't say much. Said he found it in the valley up north. And she shows you a small box of a smooth, gleaming white metal. And it opens up and it's very cool inside.
Kiff will take one of the skewers from one of the meal sticks that he ate that day and just shoved in his bag.
Yeah.
Because skewer, very handy in many uses. And he uses it to test the dimensions to ensure that a proper meal stick will fit inside.
One meal stick will fit inside.
Oh, it's so little.
Oh, small. And Kiff thinks about it. It's like, Kiff keep the best meal stick in here. Save for a really good friend. And Kiff goes, how much?
He said, well, I've never seen anything like it, and I certainly can't tell you how it works. I'd hoped to study it more, but I haven't had a formal training.
What if Kiff test in field? Bring back report.
She says this is a powerful magical item. 200 gold, she says.
Kiff will slide 150 on the table with a stack of 50 more. What was the coupon? It was like 5 silver off a meal stick.
She says, what do you take me for? Let's just pay the price. She says, I'm old.
Kiff says, but meal stick. Good, hot, hearty, wholesome meal. Worth weight in gold.
She says,
He's trying to persuade her.
Pink soup is plenty for me. I have no need of meal sticks. I just want the cash. I have plans. I'm not dead yet.
Oh, plans? Like what?
She smiles. She says, don't you worry. Big plans. I have many grandchildren. They all need an education fund.
Kiff looks at her funny and says, when people tell Kiff, no worry, Kiff get worried. And then he'll just slide the 200 gold over the table.
Okay,
And he'll
please
take the box.
check.
And then Kiff will say, Kiff, go now. Kiff, bye-bye. Bye-bye, friend.
Please roll perception, Giff.
And then Kiff got robbed blind.
Bad. That's
We're
a
just
5.
scammed.
Giff doesn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Aside from the sounds suspicious.
No.
Kiff got scammed.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's that.
Okay. So I'm assuming we can start heading off to Fort Brenner. Brenner? Fort Brenner.
Or Berner.
Baranar. Fort, the place
Fort
that is on.
Boromir.
It's on the map. It's right there. I saw the words. I saw the letters put together, and my brain went, I don't know what that is.
It's named after one of the
Yeah.
the Mother Earth goddesses.
Yes.
Fort
So
Bernard.
you go to Fort Berner.
Yes. Baranar.
Would like to
I'm not
cartwheel
gonna load
part
the
of the
maps
way
in.
there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So your old friends are from way back when they're there. You were told about. You will remember Marcia Willow, the alchemist, is there, who's not a dwarf. There is a dwarf wizard named Morgan Rockbert, and there is a dwarf artificer named Timble Kernstone. I have pasted that in the chat. Everybody welcomes you. They all high-five you. They ask to be introduced to the new people, and I'm sure that goes perfectly reasonably.
Thalia, does it go reasonably?
I was told to be on my best behavior.
Well, we all know that's not true.
I was. Maggie told me to behave. That's why I've been so nice to everyone.
We turn around, there's a pile of dead bodies behind you.
Oh, she has been nice. She has not been directly mean to us.
I
Yeah.
haven't spilled a single drop of your blood yet.
That's what concerns me.
We don't have blood. Just,
I don't either.
well,
Oh,
we,
great.
we
Fontiev
do
and Kiff are
have
the only ones that are
blood.
screwed.
we do have blood, just not in the sense of a humanoid. It's a very long story, Talia. We will talk about it later.
We have bee blood.
Fontiev, do you know anyone here? What was the name of the person that
Marcia.
we were looking for? No, not Marcia. We're looking for a dwarf, an artificer.
That was a question somebody that
Yes, Talia. I'm
Talia.
sorry.
Talia is the one
Theoretically,
that
they
asked that
just.
question.
I think theoretically they just came
Also-
up and introduced themselves to us. It was
Did they?
Timble Cornstone
well-
according to the chat.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we would probably be working, but
They did.
you were directed to them.
Okay, perfect.
I will, if no one has pointed me to the artificer, I'll say, we are here
Timble.
for the Dwarven Artificer. Where is he? I don't remember his name.
They look a little surprised at your brusqueness, but they do direct you towards the artificer's workshop.
Thank you.
And
It's much
Dr.
appreciated.
Dr. Temple Cornstone is there talking with Marcia Willow.
Marsha.
Ah,
Whom I will reiterate, Yllaxis specifically wanted to talk to and catch up with, I think.
well, she's
Although
not
Sean's
here.
not here.
She ain't done here.
Yeah, she ain't here, so keep moving on for now.
No.
V's gonna walk up to Timble and introduce himself.
I will hop
You're-
behind.
You're Dr. Timble Cornerstone, are you not?
He says, "I. What can I do for you?"
Nice to meet you. My name is V. We're friends of Yllaxis and Maggie as well.
He says, "Oh, good to hear it.
Fontiev.
Good to hear it. See, is anybody else with you right now? Is like everyone together? Or?
I'm assuming Thalia is. She just chimed in because we forgot
I-
Maggie's
And
name.
Break over your
Yllaxis is
shoulder.
basically just kind of a plank of wood right now that's just sentiently bobbing back and forth and just moving without talking.
Just dragging her around.
Pretty much.
He
I'm
says, "Hey,
assuming-
how's that old contraption working for you? The one you pulled out of the vault in the south?"
Well, in fact, that's what we are here to discuss with you. We believe that we may have something. We may have been given something that could potentially power it fully, but well, we, and V gestures to themselves, we're unsure as to how it works exactly. We would like to know a little bit more. We're an artificer as well, and we do know at least a good handful of how to fix things and build things, but
Here's the diamond.
this diamond, it
Sure.
was something that a dwarf gave us, full of inspiration to craft a golem. This could potentially work in the airship, could it not?
He says, "Oh yeah, this dwarf had a rough life. Lost in a desert." As he touches it, he says, "You can sense these things, when you're close to the stones."
Is this
He
normal?
says, "Yeah, this was he certainly wanted to build a golem, but he couldn't. So he just put all that energy in here. This would work best where it used to power a golem. Such as you're still associated with Marvis, right? Or did he retire to pursue some other?"
No, Marvis is one of our friends, yes.
As far as I know, Marvis is not broken, so.
Yeah, he said I think that's what it was designed for. But he says we could try to convert it to power your ship if given some time.
Oh, Marvis, never mind.
We think that it would be very beneficial. We, as much as he gestures to themselves, as much as we would want to do what is best for the dwarf who is passed, we also need to make sure that we are able to travel quickly between areas. And this airship would be very helpful.
Instrumental.
He says it would. He says, "I'm trying to guess the effect it would have. See, it's normally used to power golems, but
Yes.
it would probably be useful here. It could probably give you a maximum altitude of about 40 feet.
Would it tire? Do you know if it would tire?
Should last a lifetime. Yes, a lifetime.
A lifetime, just low altitude flight, not full.
Yep. He says
Can
that
we,
should
like-
cover traversing the shorter variety of forests.
Can we, further inspire it so it's more powerfully inspirational?
What if we were to add a hamster wheel?
He
V
says,
is
"Not
just
unless-
gonna look
not unless
back at
it's on
Fontiev
the-
blankly, and then back at Timble also blankly. That's it. There is no expression. Continue.
I don't think V is capable of presenting expressions. It can't.
That
Can
is
V?
correct. That is why it is disadvantaged to insight check V because they are literally impossible. It's not possible for them to make expressions. They're just a hole. Anyway, the
Dr. T says, us dwarves are strange creatures, and we don't really know how we make these things either, so not sure. This is the one you got from the tomb, right? When you were judged worthy. At least your friends. I'm not sure where you would get another one, he says.
yes, this
He says, if you are looking for a power source, I've heard of many people saying that there is such a thing up north in the Valley of Gath.
yes, we are working to go to the Valley of Gan. That is our next place that we will be going to. But
Ask him if we can put it in tandem with what other power source it is for dual engines or something.
He says, when you combine it, you'll be able to do all sorts of things. Increased top speed, increased altitude, all sorts.
so, if possible, could we spend
Or the
some
better, he
time?
says.
Would it be possible for us to spend at least a little time here? We would like to learn a little bit more about this gem, just so that we feel comfortable crafting it into the ship. We are somewhat knowledgeable of the ship, and with Fontiev's experience of piloting, we'll be able to figure it out how to connect it. But we do want to know about as much as you know about these gems and what kind of powers they hold and how to connect them to things.
He says, certainly. So he says, you just want to know like everything you could possibly do with it.
V wants to take some time. I'm just asking for a little in-game time. Other people can do other things while this is happening. V would like to take some time to talk with Dr. Timble, and just learn like how you would go about connecting it to something. It's semantics. V just wants to make sure that he's absolutely confident that he can connect this to the airship. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay. So I can summarize that and say that you would
Yeah.
get to a point where you don't need to roll anything to be able to do it confidently.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, and feel free to like let me do that for a little while and let people.
Okay, that would be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Dr. T also says this can be used to make a bomb alternatively.
Okay.
Can be used to power things like drills, or cranes or elevators.
Okay.
Alternatively.
If we can find a better power source in the valley, it may be useful to use the heart for something.
Okay.
Fontiev would just kind of focus in. Quick question: if it was really meant to power a golem, is it possible our ship would become sentient or something?
He says that's a good question. I'm not sure.
A sentient ship?
You can call him Roger.
Gee.
He says, speaking of altitude, if you're thinking about the final assault, the Imperial Palace top floor is about 300 feet up. Just for reference.
Good to know.
On the Isle of Rakash?
No, in the capital. He says Isle of Rakash is a rather hush-hush sort of place with the high up in the Empire of Men. They don't talk about much of that place. He says, I think some of those, what are they called? Pegasi? They were around here. Maybe they could do a scouting run for you if you're interested.
We to know at least one Pegasi. It would be wonderful to see more. I didn't know they existed until Yllaxis showed us. You can fly, don't you? Don't you just sort of always fly a little?
Yeah, but like I can actually float.
Or how
fly.
long?
I can just keep doing it.
This is incredible. Why haven't you told us this yet?
I'm gonna cast levitate and just kind of start like somersaulting in the air, like those like acrobats who are on like the lyra and stuff.
Yeah,
but
lyras.
you know, without that. And then I'm gonna start also trying to talk to Marcia because she's in the same room. If that's okay.
Amazing.
What do you want to talk to Marcia about? Just ask her how it's going?
I hear that you know something about this ring, and I will hold out my hand with the brass wolf ring on it.
Her eyes light up and she says, "Oh yeah, I've seen rings like that before. Or at least that symbol. There's out on some ruins in the desert to the east. You know where
Ruins?
where my people come from." She says, "I was hoping that I could go with you guys on your airship. We can go liberate the knowledge." She says, looking very excited.
Shalot?
Yes, yes, she says,
I
yes.
just came from there not too long ago. Just
She looks confused. She says, "Oh, how bad is it there?"
That doesn't sound good.
What runes are there over there? Because I keep seeing this green light that goes that way. Right? I'm still
Well,
seeing
that's where
green light,
we
right?
came from. We have stories about how we were well, it's just the traditional religious story is that we were once a great people, but we displeased the beast, and he cast us down out of our paradise city to the east. And there's little things we find. There's supposed to be a whole series of ancient tunnels under the city of Shalot. And I believe that's where the rebels have been hiding. Now that we know those old stories or we believe those old stories are fake. Has
Do you
lots of
think
stuff like that in there.
this ring could point to the ruins specifically?
It could. She says, where is it pointing now?
Where is it pointing now?
Oh, by the way, when you levitated,
Yes.
a new number appeared that described exactly how far off the ground you were.
Oh, I'm gonna just go up a little bit. I'm gonna stop somersaulting, kind of just hang upside down, and see how the numbers change. It's not that important. But yeah, is it?
It appears
It's.
to measure the number of feet off the ground you are.
Oh. So I'm getting a number that is like telling me how high up I am, and then also like the degrees.
It looks as if you have a
It's
z-axis, I
like
think.
Yes.
That's cool. And it's like the green line is still going to the east, just like it's the numbers changing based on the degrees. It
Yeah.
seems like it could be okay. So I'll tell Marcia what I see.
So she says she's seen that wolf face symbol and certain types of null ruins at relics.
Good to know. So I will stop levitating. I will skip off and find some dwarf that I can harass and ask them about their creative process, and then I shall be done. That is how I spent my 3 hours.
The dwarf who shall remain nameless tries to explain that it's just a feeling that comes and you just have to start working and you can't stop, and it's very it happens to everybody. And sometimes they make something like a little pair of shoes, or sometimes they make a belt, or sometimes they make a horrible weapon, and they just kind of talk and talk and talk.
I'm very intrigued. Sometime, and then I will also talk about some of the things that I have done when in a particularly creative mindset. It's some of it's kind of gruesome. Just
Gruesome.
leave it at that. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Okay. I'm done.
Okay, it is. I'm gonna call it 1 p.m.
Does anyone else have anything else they would like to do before continue with 3 hours, or is it now past the 3 hours? I wasn't sure. Is it past the 3 hours?
Yep, yours is passed.
Awesome. So at this point we are prepared to go to the Valley of Gan. What is everyone else's thoughts on
Prepared is a very
starting?
loose term.
No, prepared is the correct term for us, at least. We don't really know what we're getting into. We just know that we are going. We are getting into it. So we will
No one
be
knows what to expect.
exactly, Talia. We have a plan, or if we need.
Are you in earshot of any NPCs right now?
I'm assuming we're near the doctor, but that's it.
The doctor says, well, if you are intending to go there, you could always consult anyone skilled in divination. They might be able to find some helpful information.
Yes, that
Indeed.
would be a good idea. Do we know anyone who is capable of divination?
You know that the fiend that you spared, Caleb, is
Yes,
claimed.
he divined it.
Was the divination that Yllaxis had him do any related to Gan at all?
No, it was his business, and he is going to
okay.
do good things.
I
By the way-
believe there is also one of the dwarves here who could do it. The dwarf wizard says he can do some divination, but he's not an expert at it.
Yeah, simple divination. Or
By the way, the fiends, because we were supposed to kill Jade and Cerdalus or something. Did we kill both of them? Oh no, not Jade. Sorry, Jinx. I don't know why I can't words names.
I believe she was killed. I'm not sure if I remember who did it. I think Yllaxis did.
So I thought I remembered seeing in the chat that Jinx was killed, but wasn't there another leader that we were supposed to get rid of? Did people kill him?
I thought that
I think we
was
did
the
kill them.
case.
They were both
yes.
together.
Okay.
Yes.
Marvis.
Like essentially every single demon that was in that place, aside from Caleb, was killed either by us or by the cavalry.
What happened is you guys went in fast and killed the leaders, but the cavalry either killed or generally chased away the others, who scattered in all directions.
Yes.
But we did kill both the leaders.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. I just wanted to
And
make
by
sure.
killed,
Yeah.
that means banished back to the abyss.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks.
So we are. Well, we also may need to stop at the arrow maker, correct? It would be best to go now. That way we can catch them awake, and then maybe we can start the next day at the valley. Would you all be comfortable with that?
Maybe two of us want to talk to the diviner, and two of us
Ah,
want
yes.
to talk to the arrow maker.
The arrow maker is all the way next to the Valley of Gan.
Yeah, I'm gonna start making a note now.
Is what I
I'm
meant.
sorry.
After the
I thought
diviner,
she
we
was in
should.
the city.
No, she is up by the Valley of Gan. So we think it might be best if we figure out the diviner, if we can get any information, and then while we walk to the Valley of Gan, and maybe we take the day to do so, and then we stay outside for the night. We could even then look over the Valley of Gan, or if the arrowsmith would be kind enough, we will be able to get an overhead look of what the Valley of Gan does look like. And maybe behave like. So,
Okay, so which diviner would you like to consult? The guy who's here? Dwarven Artificer?
yeah, our choices are demon who's kind of cool and lesser than perfect dwarf, correct?
Yes.
Those are two choices. We're happy to use the person who is here, if that is all right with everyone.
Okay. Morgan says I can cast a few spells for you. He can cast locate object or a creature. He can cast scrying. He can cast legend or what other divination spells can he cast? Let's see. He can cast literal divination. But that's it.
Question is what I think the question is what exactly are we looking for? We want to know more about the Valley of Gan itself, or are we looking to find specifically those items? I think, if we're not mistaken, I think that there was an issue with trying to divine those items, or maybe we misheard. We cannot remember.
Could you repeat the question?
V is just musing. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. I don't know if anyone else has any. I'm asking everyone if they remember this certain. They, okay, if not.
Just restate it just for clarity.
Restate it.
Reset it in Sarah English,
in
not me
regular English. Do we remember if we could actually look for those items? Because I thought that when they were divined, no one could find them. But I don't
in the
remember.
valley, the ones that the demons wanted
Yes,
to
yeah, because they were shrouded of
get.
some type. But I can't remember.
I don't
You
know.
said there was
That's
some
okay.
kind of like fog that was blocking.
Yeah, I
something.
couldn't remember if it was blocking magic or not, but that's fine. If we don't know that we don't know. That's fine with me. Okay. B was just musing. Let's start with maybe locate object if that is okay with everyone. Well, we don't know what object it is though, do we? We do know it is of great power, but we don't know what object it is.
Well, we know there's the thing to help people breathe for those of you who need to breathe.
Yes, yes. Start with that one, potentially.
Okay, so he says, "Does you have to? What describe this object? To cast this spell properly, it needs to be familiar. What are the
Thalia,
details?"
Thalia, describe the object. You're a performer. You're good with words. Correct?
Well, I will go into an elaborate,
Description.
like half singing description recitation about how fearsome the valley is and how there's this really terrifying staff that lets mortals breathe and blah 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 and all these things that I don't even know if they're true.
Thalia
So he
just
tries to
blatantly
cast-
lies.
You see a little poof.
No, I heard
I'm
some
kidding.
things about how scary it was, so I'm embellishing based on what I know.
So he definitely tries to cast. You see a little poof from the wand, and then he says, "Nothing." He says, "This, the spell doesn't work if there's any lead in between you and the target. It also
Lead.
doesn't work if the object isn't familiar to you." He says, "I wish I could help more. Is there another spell that might be more useful?"
Let me casually pull open 5e tools and make sure I understand exactly what's scrying and the Legend Lord do.
Legend lore allows you to like recall.
It allows you to lore legends. Okay.
You
Recall
basically
specific lore.
learn all about something from like famous thing or person.
And
Plane.
scrying is a creature. Legend lore might be I don't remember what any of these do, so I'm just looking at them. Legend lore might be nice, especially if there's things like forgotten stories. Might be nice to know. Or when you say divination, there is there it is. Just kidding. It did not show up when I wrote the word in. Perhaps it was spelled wrong. I think that legend lore may be our best decision here.
About the valley.
Yes, just about the valley in general. To know as much as we can, especially if there are any secret or forgotten tales. Or secret lore. Yes.
I mean, you know better than me.
No, we don't. We know very little, but we think that legend lore may be best. Would it be possible for you to try using that, or are you unable to do so? We know we've already asked you to do at least one thing.
Wait, you're asking Fontiev to use legend lore?
No, I'm asking the
Dwarf wizard.
the dwarf
Oh, okay.
wizard.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, like, why
okay.
would you ask me? I can't do anything.
No. Fontiev,
I can sense
can't do
portals,
anything.
which Charles, while that's going on, can I like do my angel and portal sense thing just to kind of just radar blip everything in the area?
Dang it.
Yeah, you sense the same one in the basement that you sensed the last time you were here. Roll your either your survival skill or some other kind of skill that will be relevant. But tell me what skill you're doing. That you're trying to sense.
Give me a second to pull up my character sheet.
Are you confirming the Legend Lord thing?
Yes.
Okay. So let me see how exactly this is supposed to work.
Yeah, it just says.
So it's supposed to bring it to the mind of the caster, but he's gonna try to bring you in to
Okay.
it as well.
Yeah, it said it can give it to us in flowery text if needed. It'd be shrouded in mystery.
You see a room which looks like it's made. What was the result?
The result was, if you're allowing me to use perception, it is going to be a 16, 17. If it's not, then it's going to be a 12.
You sense the portal, which is 3 floors down in underground, which is portal to one of the lower planes.
Ah.
Let's move on. So in the vision, you see what looks like a room made of that same gleaming, smooth white metal that is made out of the cold box. And you see flickering images of Gun. There's 2 memories of Gun here. It's hard to describe what they look like. They look like kind of creatures with 4 tentacles and no visible face or eyes.
So,
But they're
for
talking
the
to you.
record, wait, talking to me?
I'm describing the vision, the magical vision from the spell Legend Lore.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like Fontie's like
No.
thing.
Nope.
Okay, I was confused. You were doubling up on that.
They're in a room. The room doesn't have windows. It has two very, very thick metal doors. And it has a large glass case in the center, in which there is a large claw that is tapping on the glass. And one of the guns says, "Are you crazy? You kept it in here? You brought it with us? Are you fucking out of your fucking mind?" And the other one is saying, "It is the only way. This is how we escape it. It's good to me. This is the good part. This is the good one." He says, "No, this isn't the good one. This isn't. Are you crazy? Why did you bring it? We can't do anything now." And then he turns and tries to run. And the other one goes up to the glass, and the thing is tapping on the glass. He's kind of snuggling against it. And you sense, you see a valley, and you see a dark cloud form over it. And you see many buildings being constructed, and then several explosions, and then many of these individuals fleeing into the swamp and the forest, and then the place being left in ruins. And you briefly see visions of a staff which matches the description of the staff for respiration, in a storage closet, as well as a huge and powerful machine that matches what you heard about the Evanometry.
Interesting.
So that's a lot of information, but the spell is supposed to give you a lot of information. So
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
yeah.
Thank you so much for giving us at least some idea as to what may have happened there.
I don't know what all that stuff is about. Do you?
Not exactly, but then with the help of some of our friends who have seen more of these monsters from another realm, that maybe they can help us piece it together along with what they've seen.
He says, "Wait. No, there's more in the message." He says, he's trying to sense. He says, "Okay, the final message." He says, "If you do everything right, if you set everything right, there shall be no harm done, and no memory." He says that's all I got from the spell. I'm gonna write notes for it as much as I can, but that's the last we got.
Interesting. It's not something I've heard previously. I wonder how the... Well, thank you. Regardless, thank you for the information. It will prove helpful to us, I am sure. And I think with that, I'm ready to go. V is ready to go towards the Valley of Gan to the Aerosmith. Is everyone else?
I would say so.
Did we want to identify those two things?
Oh yeah. We have time to identify them? Yeah, let's do it.
The two items.
Yeah.
The Gateward
The
of
bracelet.
bracelet and the Amulet of
Yes.
Spell Resistance?
Correct, yes.
The amulet of
both
spell resistance will give you advantage on it to resist a spell.
Ah.
But it requires you to atune it. That specifically is to resist spells, not other things.
Yes. Can
But
I
anything
have
I say
that?
is all okay.
Everybody?
The Gate Warden's bracelet.
Ooh,
This will twice per day, as an action, will create a portal to a different world. This world is called, has a name, which I will get in a second. And you're welcome to use it anytime you'd like.
So we use it twice per day and it gives us a portal to a different world.
Yes.
Do we know what world
Wow.
it is?
yes, yeah. Charles is writing it down, I think.
Requires 2 minutes to wear.
Oh.
I'm going to try to down the details as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Take your time.
2 times per day can use action to create portal to the world called. And I don't know how to pronounce this, but this is what the spell told you.
Yes, feel free to post
Which
it.
will last for 1 minute, and I'm gonna just add some properties here, and will block anything
Blocks a via?
carried.
So I read that as like Wokava or Woksava or something along those lines, but I don't know. Well, it could be Woksavia.
Woksavia,
Yeah,
but now I kind of
Woksavia.
want to just screw around and be like, Woksavia.
Woksavia, yeah.
Throw it.
Yeah, Woksavia. Woksavia works. Woksavia. Either one.
Savia.
Do we have any idea what this plane entails? Is it
That information was not baked into
Nope.
the object.
does
Let's see.
That's another
does anybody
casting of
can we
legend
ask
lore.
anybody, or does anybody have a good history check they can run like
Don't you have does your book about portals say anything about Woksavia?
good question. I'm gonna pull up the book of portals and just kind of skim through like the appendix to see if there's a reference to Woksovia.
Could I? Good. Could I say? I know we want to keep playing. I need to wrap it up soon to go to bed, but let's finish this.
As do I.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a little more information from the identify spell. Who cast that, by the way?
This identify spell?
Yeah.
We were requesting it being cast.
Oh, you
we
were
need-
requesting the other guy to cast it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because none of us have identify.
Oops.
Like, I don't have that option anymore.
Damn.
He said the only other information from the spell is that a set of 5 bracelets were created. They can only be used by mortals, which may be why the demons couldn't use it. And it was gifted to the chosen gatewalkers, who are supposed to be elite wizards
Interesting. They
of their race.
Maybe.
It wasn't clear what race that was.
Yes, that may be quite useful. Something to look at.
Okay, that's all the information. What was Rob's question?
No, I was gonna ask 2 things. One, does the Portals book have anything in the appendices that might point me towards Woksovia? And then 2, if that wasn't the case, if I could ask anybody if they happen to recognize the name Woksovia and that be able to tell us anything about it.
It is said that about that world specifically. No, there's so many worlds. They wouldn't have information about it specifically. It does say that some famous planewalkers have encountered enchanted objects which allow people to return to their home world, but they're extremely valuable and none have been able to be studied by the author of the book.
Okay, I'm gonna reach into the purse. I'm gonna pull out the sending wand, and I want to contact Mercy because she's a planetar. She's kind of an interdimensional person, so cross your fingers. And I'm just gonna send a message to her asking her, has she ever heard of the world of Oxavia? And does she know anything about it?
Olivia, excuse me. Geez, that's a good question. I think I did hear something. There were, of course, good souls from each world. I think I heard that the world died a long time ago. I'm trying to remember how exactly they died. I think there was a problem of pollution on that world, and there were many who good souls who tried to stop it, but they just couldn't. There wasn't anything they could do. The greed and selfishness of the people eventually destroyed the world.
Okay, so it's literally a portal to a dead world, from what I'm gathering.
She says, "Well, I certainly haven't been there myself, nor has any of my close friends. You could certainly take a look. There might be something useful. Maybe someone else has come upon it since then."
I
It's
mean,
been a long time since I've been in celestial planes. In fact, I only have inherited memories from Dominus of those places.
So would it be ill-advised if we used a kind of a little gate key that we seem to have that allows us to go to that world?
You could throw enemies in through there.
Possibly. Yes, I agree. This is definitely a possibility, but I'm curious to know if... Well, technically, Marvis doesn't need to breathe, so he wouldn't be affected by the pollution. So theoretically, we can have him pop his head through to see if there's anything bad.
Yes, that may be our best start, because it could be something very good for us as well.
Marvis?
Well, let's do that next time, because it is 11:18.
Yeah, good point, good point, good point.
And
Good
I
point.
need to go to bed.
No, I agree.
I'm sorry, but my right leg, I have a bad varicose vein in it, and
It's
it
getting
is
bothering you.
barking.
Oh.
Because I was standing all day,
Yeah.
and now I've been sitting at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
So I gotta put this thing up. I'm sorry.
And on that note,
On that note,
can we all
I
say
will see all you
bye
guys
for
hopefully next
recording?
week. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. We will be on next time with a full-length D&D session. We were a little short today because we wanted to hang out and talk about some stuff. But we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.